This is your host Salim bin Mohammad Rafi, and here is my YouTube channel Zamir Universal. One of the serious most subject is the role of United Nations and its departments and the motive behind making this body where having all the countries of the world who fulfill certain conditions to become member of this. First, the League of Nations, then renamed as United Nations, is and has bitterly failed. And the funds which blackmails them because the Secretary General and all the other World Health Organization, UNICEF, UNDP, all other, I think the subordinate departments which come under the umbrella of the United Nations have bitterly failed. And this short message, a short video, which I am going to play in the middle of this vlog, will prove it to you that how they have failed. And even if you look back ever since the birth of this body, you will see that the people who really ruled this, exploited this, were the four permanent members before China became the member of United Nations, who would use their veto power and protect their own interest, their own crimes, their own murders, their own genocide, their own ethnic cleansing, their own invasion of other countries. So, for the reason this was made to maintain peace and never to repeat what happened in the Second World War, that has proven that this body is useless and has lost for what it was made for. The recent veto after veto by United States and in many cases by China, by Russia, Britain and France, it has become absolutely clear that this body must be dismantled, at least that it has failed to maintain peace and carnage which we are witnessing at Gaza at the moment. And there are many other carnages. You can go back to Tibet and you can see what happened to Rohingya minority, or which were just happened to be Muslims, and still they are dislodged and living in an island in Bangladesh, half submerged in water. And that is one of the achievements of this United Nations. Then she failed to stop that carnage because China was protecting that and vetoing anything against that area which is occupied. Similarly, United States of America, the invasion of Iraq, invasion of Libya, destruction of Libya, destruction of Iran and Syria, and Afghanistan and Vietnam. You can go back and there will be a large list of conflicts in which the United States has led the whole world. So the world has been divided now into five, I think, different worlds. And each one protects his or her own interest. And that's become absolutely clear from the past history of since its birth. So it's about time that the whole budget of the United Nations, first of all, this United Nations should be abolished gracefully and its headquarters shifted from New York to Hague. And it is only the International Court of Justice of which a body should be reformed, renamed, and the Secretary General United Nations should become the Director of Human Rights, answerable to the International Court of Justice, and be neutral, and whoever is at fault, whoever has done aggression, they take action against, and once the court has decided, then I think the world can expect justice, fairness, and equal handedness, and then alone it can succeed to keep or maintain peace, not in whatever form it is. Because the people who contribute to the budget, they have that tool to blackmail United Nations, and the biggest blackmailer is the United States of America, which houses they were building, issues visas to them, and gives them funds. So get rid of this blackmailer. There's only way to do it. To get rid of the veto's power, there is the another, I think, tool which will bring fairness to a body. So everybody does situation analysis, and there have been years and years, decades in fact, to bring some reforms. The reforms in United Nations are not going to be including another United Nation Security Council member, like it has been many times, I think, proposed that India should be not on population based, not on religion based either, neither Turkey nor India, and no, so none of that consideration should be there. If the words got to be divided and equally represented, then it should be just like we have Eastern Mediterranean region, I think, then we have European, then we can divide the world into this, and there is a full representation in International Court of Justice of all the countries of the world. The judges with credibility, experience sit on the bench and open hearing. So let the whole world know that who is guilty, and not let America veto or decide, or Russia veto or decide, or China veto or decide, or Great Britain veto or decide the fate of the whole world and the world peace. Recent events of Gaza carnage have become absolutely clear and unbearable now to get this body continued any further. It's about time in year 2024 the United Nations is abolished and all its departments can continue to function under the umbrella of the human rights. Vaccination comes under that. So does the passport and movement across the borders. So does the development and keeping all the historic buildings which the UNDP does, the UNICEF, all the children of the world can be protected under this. So there is an alternative, and that alternative is to shift without any delay all the funds, all the offices to Hague, and let this body continue and continue fairly, justly. So I am going beyond situation analysis and this pussyfooting that bring reforms in United Nations under the current situation with a veto power with 5 people only in a country in the world of 190 countries, only 5 people decide the fate of the whole world. I think let this go to those judges. Let this responsibility be placed on judges, which is a far better representation of the whole world. It's neither based on religion, nor on population, nor on the money which it contributes to maintain this useless body now. With these words and this short video which I have shown you, I will now stop it with the request to the Secretary General. I know he is helpless and he cannot move because he is paid. All the budget he gets from these members is that the world has to get together, or the International Court of Justice has to pass an order. I am ready to take this court to the International Court of Justice and appeal to the International Court of Justice, those judges, to dissolve this body, this useless body, which has failed bitterly to stop wars, to stop invasions, to stop carnage, genocide, ethnic cleansing, apartheid, all things for which it was, I think, this body was made, they have bitterly failed. And if others, after listening to me, would like to join me, they can send me a message in private, or they can send me a message by Twitter, by other like WhatsApp or email and can join hands with me to approach, and we'll hire the best lawyers in the world to get this body dissolved and finished forever since it has failed, and make this move to Hague and become a part of their one directorate headed by the same group of judges to run the, this League of Nations, or a body which must be renamed not as United Nations but as a human rights directorate to listen to everyone equally, Africans, slaves. I think the people with money like Jews controlling the whole world's money, and superpowers like America or some rogue countries, and I would not like to name those, but few one can mention is the one who considers himself above the United Nations rules and regulations. One of that is at the top is Israel, which always always rejects any decision by the United Nations or Security Council or United Nations General Body or even International Criminal Court, and so does the United States of America. This way, they won't dare, because then the law will handcuff them. They'll be arrested in every country they go and visit at the airports, and they'll be handed over to the International Court of Justice, and where they will die in jail. And then the world only can have justice and peace. With these words, that I hope, O God, that in 9 billion people at the moment on the planet, few thousand will join me from all across the world, and we will reach, and will approach the International Court of Justice to take up this body, and they can save the carnage, the genocide, all the thousands of kids being pulled out of rubble in Palestine. This has been going on for the last 75 years, and it is about time the blood of those people who died innocently, mostly civilians, and be, I think, stopped. So can the young boys and girls of Israel, Jewish young boys and girls who should be in school and college and having a happy life, do not give their life, are shot in the head by snipers, by the resistance movements like at the moment Hamas, Hezbollah, and Yemenis, or Syrians, or any other party. There will be a resistance when you force even an animal to do something which the animal's nature will not accept it, will bite you back, or even kill you, jump at your throat, or will strangulate you to death. How you expect with intelligence the crown of creation, the human being, not to resist you? So those are not terrorists. They are resistant body, and that is in every country where such a cruel occupation like Kashmir, like Chechnya, like Palestine, like Rohingya, like even in China, the Uyghurs, I think all where they want to force the populations, or even in Korea, where you don't let them, North Korea especially, to leave the country because its dictatorship is such that all the human rights are meaningless for them. This court can take care of them and teach them a lesson, or at least stop their international travel and have them arrested and punish them. With these words, I take your leave.